Welcome back. All week we're delving into the world of the weird and wonderful in our Supernatural Week, which I'm assuming is why Holly's really not here today. The honest reason, not the cold at all.
Since the beginning of time, a number of people have claimed to have had sexual encounters with a ghost at some point in their lives.
Well, Natasha Blasick is no exception. She claims she's been visited twice by a ghost and says both experiences have been amazing.
She joins us live from LA alongside one of Hollywood's best-known psychics, Patti Negri, and in the studio, Dr. Kieran O'Keefe, who says such things don't exist, and of course there is a much more plausible reason. Good morning, everybody. Natasha, if we can come to you first, if you could just give us some sort of an idea of what these experiences were.
Okay, I mean, first of all, I wouldn't say I claim that I had a sexual experience with a ghost, but I can tell you what actually happened. And I was in a room by myself. I was at home, and I was lying in bed, and then I felt that something entered the room, and I couldn't see anybody. And suddenly I could feel that somebody was touching me, and the hands were pushing me against my will, and then I could feel the weight of the body on the top of me, and I couldn't see anybody. But then it's like continued. I could feel the pressure. I could feel the energy, the warmth, and then my body was pushed in different directions. And first I was like very confused with all that. But then I just decided to relax, and it was really, really pleasurable, and I really enjoyed it. And this is what happened. And then I told about this to Patti, and she said that's a ghost. So.
Well, it's interesting because I mean, you think of that happening in any of our rooms tonight, and that you are forcibly pushed down onto the bed. And then a sexual encounter takes place. In those initial stages, I suppose, until it became pleasurable, I mean, you'd be screaming the house down. You are under a spectral attack.
I guess I'm kind of a girl that I actually enjoy this thing. I don't know. I don't know. It was very. I don't know. No, it was very confusing, and there was something very common about this, so I did not scream, obviously.
And so, was it one of those experiences that that when it was over? I mean, did the ghost say thank you, or did it just leave?
Yeah, it took about. I guess the ghost just left, but then it came back in a month, and.
So a month later, it happened again.
Yes, again, it happened twice.
And was it as good the second time?
It was kind of the same thing. It was you can't see anything, but you can feel the touch, the pressure, the push, So this is what happened, and
that was and it was full-on ghostly sex. Yeah. I know you're being very careful, and you're very sweet to be very careful, but bearing in mind what time. But nevertheless, I think it's important to get to the nub of things here.
No. Yes.
That this is full-on penetrative sex by a ghost.
The way you put it sounds.
I know, but it's got to be said.
Yes, it felt like that.
Wow.
Okay. Well, Patti, this isn't the most unusual case, actually. I mean, you have come across this before.
Yes, I have come across this for years. I have clients literally worldwide that have had this experience. And it's not that uncommon. It's not that talked about, but I have many, many clients and friends and associates. A lot of people actually have this after their spouse passes, somebody who may have been married for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and oftentimes in their time of mourning is when their spouse comes back. And it's real. It is real. When somebody says, you know, I'm going to love you forever, they really do.
Which is it's a lovely thought, but are all of these experiences pleasant, or are some of them unwanted advances?
No, they are not all pleasant by any means. Just like human sex with humans, there's good experiences and bad. there is
But how do you
by
throw
choice.
off? How do you throw off a ghost if you don't want it to happen?
Well, actually, you can. This is our realm of existence. This is my specialty, which I have been doing and learning my entire life. This is our realm of existence. People become victim because they allow themselves to. All you have to do is claim your power. If it's something you don't want, if something's coming in, whether it's a sexual experience or not, you put your foot down in the name of whoever you believe in the name of God, in the name of angels, in the name of cat. It's the intention behind it. Truly, it works. 99.999% of the time, that is our realm of existence. And people just, they don't know that. They get frightened or they pull back, and that's when the other side takes over.
But oddly enough, Natasha, you kind of are quite sad that it hasn't happened since. You enjoyed it so much that you're quite looking for this ghost to come back again.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun. I think ever since I was a child, I was always wanted to know if there is anything more to this world, and I was always asking the questions. And I think that made me feel like kind of reassured that there is something more that we can see with our naked eye. Mm-hmm. And it gave me a comfort, and it gave me support and love. And I felt, I mean, it did answer questions for me, you know, if there is something else out there.
You are married, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. What does your husband think about this?
He's a skeptic. He says, whatever happens in your dreams, it's fine.
So he's not worried about you cheating with Casper?
No. Would you? Would you worry?
No, well, I don't know. I think I might wonder.
He does sound amazing, to be fair, doesn't he?
What you're saying? The ghost is a good lover. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Christine's fascinated by that, quite obviously. Ask the question. Is he a good lover?
Was he a good lover?
Yes.
See? Natasha, she's very
Yes,
honest.
that's
She's
what's
very
nice.
honest.
Very, like, you know, you don't see anybody, so, but it's very pleasant, and it's, I don't know, it's make me feel warm and fuzzy.
Well, which is, you know, what an experience. Kieran is sitting with us here, and Kieran, you say there's a very simple explanation to this.
Yes, I think what we're dealing with is sleep paralysis. I mean, not to take anything away from Natasha's experience and the fact that she feels it answers questions and she had quite a positive outcome from it. It's sleep paralysis. This idea that when you're in bed, you're lying down and your body goes into a paralysis mode, and it's kind of to protect you from danger, to protect you from getting up and walking around, to enacting your dreams. You go into paralysis, but then your eyes open, your body's still in that paralysis, but you're fully aware of what's around you. And generally what happens is we feel as though there's an intruder in the room, because our brain is trying to make sense of the fact as, why am I paralyzed, yet why can I see around me? And so you get sleep paralysis occurring with incidents of incubus, which is what we've got here, or alien abductions, which you were talking about yesterday. Sleep paralysis is a very good explanation for both of those paranormal phenomena.
Does it happen to you?
It has happened
Sleep
to me
paralysis,
once, yeah. About 15 years ago, I was quite fortunate for it to happen to me because I'd heard about lots of these cases. It was different for me because I didn't panic. I didn't see the negative side of it because I knew what was happening to my body. So I just lay there, wriggled my toes, which is a way of coming out of sleep paralysis, and just acknowledged that it had happened. But the thing about it was that I can understand how horrific it can be for people, because you are genuinely paralysed, even to the point where, and I'm not sure if it was the case for Natasha, where you're paralysed and you can't speak. You can't call out, you can't say, get off me, you can't do anything like that. But a lot of it is down to interpretation. When the intruder is in the room, how does your brain interpret that intruder? They interpret it as a ghost that's there, or an actual intruder, or an alien, or, we go back in history, we talk about things like the old hag phenomena. And that's kind of an early interpretation of what was happening when somebody was pressing on your chest when you wake
That'd be
up
my
from
luck in the middle of the night.
Old hags.
The old hags arrive. Let's see, have all the ghostly spectres available.
Exactly.
That's what would wander in. I do, in seriousness, want to just to put that, finally, that point to you, is that here is the parapsychologist who says it's actually quite easily explained, and it's sleep paralysis.
One thing,
Yes.
I was going to say, with my clients, yes, that is real. Sleep paralysis is a very common thing, but that doesn't account for the sexuality within it. I think they're two different things. I think you're right. Very, very many of the cases, especially the negative cases that feel like you're being assaulted against your will, but the ones that are pleasurable, the ones that are very, very sexual, it seems like two very, very different experiences working with the people I work with.
Yeah. I want to actually say that I think I have one of those experiences, and I could feel the pressure, and I could move, and I remember it very well, but it was different, and I know the difference, and actually, yeah, it happened to me a couple of times, especially when I was younger. I could, like, you're awake, but you cannot move, you feel the pressure, and you're kind of paralyzed, basically. But it was different. That's why I was like, okay, that's something that I did not experience before.
Well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And we've learnt a lot. It's been fascinating.
Yeah.
Natasha, I hope that, I mean, if your husband doesn't mind, then that's absolutely fine, that the spectre turns back up once again, and you have another lovely evening, which is a nice, it's a cheap night out, isn't it? That's for sure. And Patty, thank you very much indeed for your expertise.
Thank
It's
you.
safe sex, isn't it?
Thank you
Safe
very
sex.
much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
There's no hope of, you know, pregnancy or anything like that. No phantom pregnancy.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you,
I
guys.
picked a good day to come in, didn't I?
Didn't you just?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
thank you, Karen.
Thanks,
Very
Karen.
good indeed.
Okay, still to come. We kick off our new series, Weight Loss Wedding, next.
This morning.